Hey, it's Kirk from Worship Start, and if you've purchased or downloaded a patch or a patch collection from Worship Start and you do not currently own the Worship Keys template for Mainstage 3, then this tutorial is for you. And I'm going to show you step by step how to get our products and resources into your Logic Pro X sessions for your own worship music production or music recordings. First things first, we're going to go to our downloads folder. And as you can see, I've downloaded the Worship Start Alchemy collection, which is a great collection, has tons of great synth leads and pads, and it's just a fantastic collection. It's one of our favorites. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up and unzip it. And in the enclosed folder, we'll see a bunch of different options here. For the purposes of this tutorial, we only need to focus on one, and that is the Logic Pro X. Slot 1 through 6. These folders are designated specifically for Worship Keys owners, so you don't have to worry about these at all. In fact, I just wouldn't touch them. And the CST files you don't have to worry about either, because the sole purpose is to get them into Logic. So we're going to go back, we're going to click the Logic Pro X folder and set this aside for now. And we're going to open up a new Finder window. We're going to go home. We're going to click Music, Audio Music Apps, and we're going to click Patches. We're going to click Instrument, and you'll see here on my screen that I have a Worship Keys folder. Now this will only appear if you have the most recent version of Worship Keys installed, and in your case you probably don't. So what we're going to do here is in this location we're going to create a new folder. We're going to title it the collection we downloaded. So WS Alchemy Collection. Once we've created that, we're going to go ahead and open it. We're going to go back to our download file, open this up, and we're going to select all of the AIF files, patch files, AAZ files, basically anything and everything in this folder to drag it over. The only thing we have not dragged over is the Worship Start buses folder, which I will get to in just a moment. So I'm just going to click copy and going to paste it into the correct directory over here. All right, so it's as easy as that. I've just imported the collection into my Mac, and Logic should be able to recognize these files. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize this and go into my Logic session. And again, you can use any Logic session that you already have. I'm going to go to User Patches. And you'll see here, if you don't see it right away, you're going to have to refresh the library. So I'm going to go over here, click Refresh, and you'll notice that WS Alchemy Collection shows up. So we're going to click that, and all of the patches within that collection are readily available to you. So I'm going to click Aerial View, and that's all there is to it. It's really simple. You just follow the directory and click the patch that you want. Now, the next step in this process is to import the effects sends or the effects channel strips that this patch uses. Because right now we have the patch, we have the alchemy, we have basically everything that makes up this patch, but the Worship Keys effects sends. So what we're going to do is going to import those. And to do that, we're going to open up our Finder. And remember how we didn't click this Worship Start buses folder? Well, now we're going to select that. We're going to create a new Finder window again. We're going to go Home, Music, Audio Music Apps, and instead of the Patches folder, we're going to click the Channel Strip Settings folder, and we're going to click the Track folder. Now you'll see this Performance folder here. It should be there, and if it shows up on your screen, it means that you're in the right place, okay? And I already have the Worship Start buses folder because I was actually doing this previously. But what you would do in your case is to just go over, copy this, and paste it into this track folder. And this is going to make it so that Logic Pro will recognize the effects channel strips. All right, so we're going to close this down. And last but not least, let's get them into Logic. So I'm going to go to Mixer View. I'm going to go to Options. I'm going to create a new auxiliary channel strip. I'm going to go up to Setting. I'm going to click and hold down. And you'll see a brand new drop down called User Channel Strip Settings. Worship Start buses. And I'm going to select reverb first because that's the way it is in Worship Keys. Awesome. So we now have the bus installed into our Logic Pro session. The only thing we have to do with this strip is change the input. It's set to input 1 by default, but we have to change that to bus 1. And this is going to make it so that about 50, I think it's 15, negative 15 dBs of audio from our aerial view channel strip is going to get sent to this reverb bus. We're going to repeat this process for the rest of the aux strips. So we're going to go setting, user channel strip settings, and next in line was the shimmer bus. So we're going to select that. And don't forget, we got to change the input this time to bus 2. All right, and now we're going to go ahead and finish up the process for the rest of the effects channel strips. All right, and just a reminder, once you've done this, just double check that you've set your input buses correctly. They should be in order: bus 1, bus 2, bus 3, bus 4, bus 5. And what's great about this is that any patch that you import from the collection is going to have its own varying amounts of effect sends, and we've actually preset these when we design the patches. So you don't actually have to touch these if you don't want to. However, you can if you want. Let's say you want a little bit more reverb, you just, increase the send. Maybe you want a little bit of delay, you increase bus 3. And all of these are up to your own creative liberty. You don't actually have to use these buses at all if you don't want to either. These are just provided for you as they are the default mappings for the patches. All right, and that is how you do it. If you have any questions about getting these patches into Logic, feel free to drop us a message on our homepage at worshipstart.com.